Hey guys, so it's a bit funny. This morning I was thinking absolute no trade, no shape up. What do we know? We actually got a decent trade in here. So what we were looking at is New Zealand US dollar. It was consolidating a little bit. Wasn't looking to me at the beginning as a quite obvious smack you in the face sort of trade, but it was definitely there. I think around about 9 a.m. we started shaping up. So kind of just shortly after I filmed the video, we just started consolidating, and then towards later in the afternoon, around about 1 o'clock UK time, we then actually started to show some very promising signs of a nice continuation to the downside. So these are one of the most beautiful moves, in my opinion, where you have a solid push down, a very tight bear flag, and then it sells off. Tight flat flags are a little bit better sometimes, but you can get that, depending on the nature of the pair, you can get that sort of wick out. But this one actually played out really well. Maybe it might just pull up and then tag me out and go back down, don't know, but I like to be more aggressive in this sort of value areas, just because for what I was looking for was very simple. I was looking from a flag to pole situation where we had point A to B, and now we're over here. So as this is kind of more filled, we can create something more over here, but because we're sitting on this particular low, which isn't anything of any major significance, but it does hold a weight of an inflection point, I do want to be more on my management in these areas. So I'm not being very aggressive, but I'm just locking in 1.4, 1.3 I believe, just slap that in around about 10 pips. So yeah, 1.4% there. It's looking pretty good. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how it develops, but like I forecasted previously, this is also very good in terms of that near miss. There's always the possibility that this gravitates and comes back up, and this becomes just a correction to the upside. However, strategically placing myself here, this could actually make its way down here before it comes up here and then maybe drop off down there. So we have a few possibilities. I think more so I'm quite interested in the 5.73% over here, where we make our way to this low, and then at that point I'll be super aggressive as I am now, and then if we do smash through this, that's where I can probably see something more interesting happening. However, what I am seeing on this is, if I just use the traffic light system, we are in the amber zone. So we have to understand that things can get slightly corrective in this area. We can create that larger 1, 2, 3 before we drop off, although understanding that this doesn't have to be very corrective. We can just drop off and be down here in a very short space of time, and then make our way all the way back up, because we do have a more of an obvious near miss to this low, although this doesn't hold any significant weight compared to something like that or up here. However, we do have a near miss to this low here, so a lot of filling to do, and it would be very nice to actually see those gaps actually get filled, because we are seeing a lot of near misses across the board, across a lot of different pairs. So I did want to share the New Zealand US dollar trade. I believe there was a few other trades that I was looking at going back to GBP Aussie. There was this trade as well. Kind of in a way, there was the possibility that this could really drop off. It did run for roughly around about 2.6% in the end. Wasn't really much. As we got to that low, that's where you'd be more aggressive anyway, so we retraced and then started pulling back up now. Euro Aussie as well, still looking quite messy. GBP US dollar still looking a little bit like it's in that consolidation. Not really anything in particular I'm going to be jumping at. GBP CAD, as we expected, there was the trade there. I just didn't want to take the 30 odd pip stop loss. In terms of the risk reward, it wasn't something I was looking for, so we would have really looked on the break over here, put the stop loss just above, and we're running around about 1% floating. It's not really the trade I'm looking for. Euro US dollar, similar to GBP US dollar, not really much there. I mean, I'm looking for the long. Some people could look for the short. Is there a short opportunity here? Yeah, there was some opportunity, but not a trade that I'm looking for. I'm trading into this low now with the DXY gearing up with that bull move. Okay, I understand it, but where are we? We're sitting over here, and let's just keep that very simple. We've aggressively moved here. Where's the pullbacks? Where's the continuation patterns? I don't see any of that. So in terms of a movement, it's not my typical structure. It's not what I'm looking for. We do kind of create more of an angle now, keep it parallel, take this, put it over here. We have something like this. This could be a very nice area for a buy. So I'm keeping my eyes very closely on this one, because now we're in this area here. This is where patience has really played off. If we can get a pullback, I'm not going to look for a retrace candle. Some people might. I'm looking for a push up and a flag, keeping it very simple. Going to be looking at literally push up. Oops, it's too big. Push up over here, nice little flag, and then we're off. That is exactly what I'm going to be looking for, and now is the time to be sharp. It's roughly around about 2:24 UK time, so yeah, New York session. Let's see how it performs. EJ, we are at that value zone. EJ is one to be very sharp for. I don't think I'm going to take an EJ short position at the moment. It's not something that I know I was waiting for in anticipation, and it is the trade that I was really wanting to go for, but giving it thought now, I kind of just changed my mind, and I think I'm more than happy to just kind of leave this one out for now. If we do get a push down, a flag over here, I might be inclined for the short, but for now I'm just going to stay out of it. EC, same situation as Euro US dollar, with breaking these lows, maybe tapping into another inflection point before we come and pull back up. But it is looking like an aggressive sell-off at the moment, so I don't want to be getting caught on the wrong side of the market. I will wait for a little bit more confirmation on that. Ideally, maybe a push down and a little bit of a larger flag there. Be a next week trade at this point. Aussie CAD, as we expected, very good. Only place I would have wanted to enter was up here. It's not really for me now. We are making our way to this low, which is phenomenal. And then CJ is in a primely good area, just waiting for that impulsive push back down and then a flag, and then we're in for that. And then the nice thing about this is UJ's alerts went off for me now, so we are sitting in UJ's territory, where we are going to be monitoring this very, very carefully to see how this performs. Remember, we have the forecast where we could create that M-star pattern, which is definitely a possibility, but keep it very simple now. I'm just going to be looking at how we break above this. Are we going to aggressively push, tap into this 1, 2, 3, push back in, and then create a flag? That's the trade I'm personally going to be looking for. I'm only going to be taking a trade if we push below this ray line though. I'm not going to be taking any flags above it. I'll be waiting until we've cleared that, come all the way back in with impulse, and then followed by some solid continuation. And that's basically it. So, you know, looking at this very carefully, I will be looking at this for a continuation to the downside. You know, stop protection, I've literally put myself just above here. Just want to keep myself a little bit extra protected, but not too aggressive, but just as aggressive as I can be. I think I'm a little bit higher actually. I think I'm just around about here somewhere, hovering. So yeah, about 1.3% locked in. Probably could be more aggressive, but at this point I'm just gonna take a step back, let this do its thing, and see how it performs. If it is what it is and it tags me out, just wait for the next one. So prime watch right now is EU, and that's about it. Managing New Zealand US dollar and just monitoring EU. If EU's position shapes up, you know, be really good. If anyone else gets in on it, let me know as well. We'd like to know how you managed it. It'd be pretty good to get those insights as well. So yeah, cheers. And I'm going to try edit this video with AI actually. So let's see how it turns out. It'll be the first video I've edited with AI as well. So we'll see what happens.